There are some important stakes on the table here with grade level reading that we really need to pay attention to. This is a problem of poverty. This is a problem of minority. This is a problem of disadvantage. We have a national crisis.
Economics does not equal vocabulary and never should be. But in this study, one of the almost unconscionable things that we discovered was that children who come from welfare families on average, hear 32 million less instances of words. This is not to be it cannot go on like this in a country like ours. Every parent should know that one of the most important things they do is give them words.
Reading begins as soon as a child is born. If we want to look at the whole developmental process of becoming a reader, we can't ignore the very first experiences that children have with language and language development and the communication they have with their caregivers. We know that by age 3, if students are behind in their language development, their vocabulary development, and their life experiences, they will be at risk for reading problems later on, because reading is very dependent on language proficiency.
Grandpa.
There's probably no one precursor that is more important to a child than to realize the sounds of their language. Those sounds come from the earliest exposure to the mother and the father's voice. Those sounds come through the supper table. Those sounds come from people, and those sounds come in special ways from book and story and fairy tale. They're learning all that. And as they learn that their words have only these sounds, by the time they are 12 months old, they have a repertoire of only the sounds in their language, and they know them.
The language stimulation that we hope children will be exposed to begins as soon as they're born. It's never too soon for parents to begin to read to their children, and many parents need to know that there are several months before children even try to speak or learn to speak, when their brains are developing extremely rapidly and laying down all those networks and foundations for the language system that is going to blossom between the first year and the third year. The rate of vocabulary acquisition for young kids is as fast as it will ever be between the ages of 1 and 3.